Welcome to the Let's Be Real podcast, where we are regarded to as the Starting Five. We are powered by the Binge Podcast Network, and we are sponsored by Overtime Heroics Memphis. Let's be real about rap.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Ralph.
Sir.
What up? What up?
Welcome, my guest, Mr. Oten. How you doing, sir?
Doing well, fellas. Doing well. How's everybody?
Good.
Good.
Good to
Start
hear.
by telling people where you're based out of.
All right. So Rap Brand started last year. We out of Cleveland, Ohio. So this is really dope that I was able to do this on our anniversary, our first anniversary. So we started out of Cleveland, and then we just moved our way up, city by city, state by state. Got merch everywhere.
All right. Two.
All right, brother. So how'd your clothing line come about? Like, what made you want to go? Okay, let me go ahead and start doing my own thing with the clothing.
Well, I started this when I was in college at Central State. I was always around dope fashion, dope vibes. Just from being around the Black community, you always got to see different styles. Everybody didn't always dress with big T-shirts, or you would see somebody from Chicago. They would come in with some skinny jeans and a big shirt. Like, why they dress like that? But you see so many different styles of fashion while you're at a historically Black college. You really get to dive into it, and it becomes a part of your lifestyle. So I just went with it, and I was like, well, I want to do something different than what most people create when they create a clothing line. So my goal for the clothing line was to create something that was adventurous, built for a different market than my own market that I would, cop clothes from or something like that. I really just wanted to dive into something different and give myself a challenge.
Bet. You said you celebrating your 1 year today.
Yes, sir. 1 year anniversary.
Up until now, what were some of the earliest struggles that you faced when building your brand?
One of the struggles that I faced was when you first start your brand, you're excited about designs, you're excited about getting shirts, orders, all that types of stuff. But initially, just some quick advice that I would give to people is watch the quantity of what you order. Because, you're always excited and, you think you can sell a lot of stuff real quick, but to sell a lot of stuff real quick, you have to use a lot of your time in your day to do it. So just know that, when you get a shirt and you're like, oh, that's a dope shirt, you might not want to get 1,000 of those shirts, maybe get 50, maybe get 100, see what you can do with that.
What makes something dope to you as far as like clothing goes?
I'm a real big person when it comes to like patterns, fabrics, patches. I haven't even been able to do that with my own clothing brand yet, but those are some things that really just stick out to me. I love different types of aesthetic when it comes to fashion. Somebody might rock a white T-shirt, and it might look lame, but the next guy might come through, rock that white T-shirt, and it's fly.
It's all about the style and the confidence, right?
Exactly. About the ego. When you're dressing, it's about your ego.
Right on. So what advice would you give? I know you talked about your early stages, but just like really, if somebody would have come to you and say, I wanted to start my own clothing line, like what would be your biggest advice that you would give to them?
Yeah, actually, a lot of kids hit me up on Instagram. They ask me the same question, and one thing I tell them is just to dive deep into what you're doing. It's always cool. Like I said in the beginning, everything that you think of in your head always gonna be dope to you every single time. You know what I'm saying? Or it should be at the end of the day. But when you're presenting something to the world, to people, maybe get some advice in the beginning. take some criticism that you wasn't willing to hear. Show people your product in the beginning. Maybe there's a change you want to make. Our logo actually started out with just the word wrath going across, and then I did a focus group, and I sent it to some of my friends and people like that, and people gave me feedback that I didn't necessarily want to hear, but it led me to putting the moon on our clothing. So that was one of the best things that I could have ever did.
Why wrath?
I chose wrath because I wanted to pick something edgy. I wanted to bring that question up of why wrath? Like, why'd you choose that? I wanted to really go out on a limb on something that you don't see every day. It's something that really sparks interest and it sparks your mind. Like, okay, what is wrath? And everything that we embody, it's all about adventure. I know wrath may be looked at as like a negative word or a bad word in some, some backgrounds, but to me, wrath is really just the adventure of clothing. Like I'm on an adventure with this brand. I'm on an adventure when I meet new people. And skating is a big part of what we do as well. So, that's an adventure in itself. So, I really just wanted to embody those things around my brand, but use a word that really would challenge the public.
That's what's up. And of course, we're a sports podcast, so we got to ask, man, who are some of your favorite players with style?
Some of my favorite players with style is I love Chris Paul. I love what he does when he pulls up to NBA games, always rocks HBCU stuff. I love DeAndre Hopkins too, real smooth style, real, he's got a real Southern style to him, but real fly though, real fly. Another person that really always catches my eye because he always works something crazy is Russell Westbrook and then Kyrie Irving. Russell Westbrook will wear a Hawaiian shirt and not bat an eye. And my boy Kyrie, he'll pull up with a third eye, world is flat shirt just to troll the whole world.
It's
so,
yeah.
It's true.
What, no Cam Newton?
Nah, Cam a little crazy with it. Cam a little wild with it. I can't do the Cam Newton. That boy be, he switching up too much. Russ, we already know he gonna put some wild stuff up, but Cam Newton, he come out in the dashiki up top and then blue jeans.
Joggers on the bottom.
Right, yeah, some alligator shoes. Like, come on, Cam. Some fits be fly, but he be pushing.
Oh man, that's what's up. So Cleveland, you rocking with the Cavs, the Browns. I call Baker Mayfield the truth, bro. That's just me though. But who you rocking with?
Crazy thing is I'm actually not a Browns fan. Never been a Browns fan, not one day in my entire life. I wouldn't even flex like I was.
Ohio State?
Nope, no Ohio State either. Not a bone in my body. Can't do it. I'm actually a Michigan fan and a Steelers fan.
Wow. Okay.
From Ohio?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
It's in Northeast Ohio.
Yeah, Northeast Ohio. Pittsburgh only 2 hours away.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right up the street. Yeah, that's what a lot of people don't realize when they be like, "Oh man, how you a Steelers fan from Ohio?" But crazy thing is, a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers fans commute and go back and forth to Browns games and vice versa.
Okay. Well, you at least rocking with LeBron?
I rock with LeBron. I'm not like one of his biggest fans. The one big thing that I appreciate LeBron for was, getting that championship for us. And, that's all I needed him to do. He said he was going to do it. He stuck to his word. He came back. I didn't really, dig too deep into the whole Boys and Girls Club. Let me announce I'm going to Miami on TV. That wasn't really too cool to me. He could have kept that tucked, but I appreciate him for getting that ring for us for sure.
Right on, bro. We appreciate you. We appreciate you on the podcast, bro. Like we gonna get into some sports for sure. You got your homie from the Cleveland city over here to the left, or you know what I'm saying. But it's all good.
Hey,
hopefully y'all don't try to jump me because we talking about. You know what, Shark? You gotta let us know what we talking about, bro. Because I feel like me and Sheedy just gotta go and air out one last time, bro. And I'm in Dallas now, so I'm ready for all the smoke.
All right. One last question before we move on. Hey, Austin, what social media platform do you like the most and why?
The best social media platform for me is Instagram. I was able to get onto it quickly, kind of figure out how to get followers, draw interest. So I built almost 2,500 followers on there. just in that first year of opening business. It's kind of hard when you're a one-man band, doing multiple social medias. I do have a team that I work with on the daily. It's a small team, but, we get the job done in different areas. But, it's hard to jump into all the social medias at the same time, really.
In a world of social media, everybody's doing, clothing or fashion or whatever. Like, how does your brand stand out?
My brand stands out because it's literally not something you would see, I would say, just from jump, not from an African-American person. You wouldn't really see somebody that looks like us, dive into a punk type of brand, a rock type of brand. Normally you see one staple of thing, and there's nothing wrong with that. A brand is really about how much you invest into it. You can have a dope brand, but if you're not pushing it, you're not passionate about it, people won't follow you. People won't want to be a part of what you're putting together. So that's one big thing that I always put behind my brand, because I wear it every day. I love it. And that's another thing sometimes you don't see is you don't see people rock their clothing enough. If you think it's dope, rock it.
Speaking of people like rocking clothes, if you could name three people, whether they're rappers or basketball players or whatever, name three people you would love to see rock a Wrath shirt.
In the sports world, one person, again, Kyrie Irving, I would love to get him in some merch, because I think he would vibe with some of it. It's not traditional, so I think that would really go through his lane. Somebody in the football side of things is my boy Juju. I would love to get Juju in some of the merch. I know he'd go crazy in it. Quick story, I actually saw him when we went to the Steelers game. We saw him just driving on the streets, and we was like, man, is that Juju? He was like in one of those three-wheel cars or bikes, whatever you want to call it. But is that Juju?
Right.
Yeah, he was just like yelling through the streets. Yeah. I'm like, man, it's New York or Pittsburgh? And then like a third person I would pick, more so it would probably be like a rapper or something, and I would probably choose a girl, somebody like Rico Nasty. She's new in the rap scene, but she really embodies that punk vibe. And we just came out with some crop tops for women, so that's one thing that I would love to expand and push and get into different markets.
Cool.
Go ahead and throw that social media out there, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If you want to follow us on Instagram, you just search Wrath_brand. Same thing on Facebook. If you want to find us on Twitter, you can search The Wrath Brand. It's all together, no underscores. And that's all the social medias we have. May jump into some other stuff down the line as things pop up, but that's everything. And then lastly, I just wanted to plug a promo with you guys. If you want to, I would love to do some promo in your area. So I got a little promo code that I built for you guys. It's LBR Wrath. So if anybody in your community wants to use that, they get 10% off any order. And I'll keep that up, as long as y'all want to. And then we'll just continue to talk about that. And hopefully we can get some sales in Memphis.
Appreciate it.
We will. Hey, list.
Cool. Well, again, welcome, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's see what you talking sports wise. Like, let's get it.
Got all the easy stuff out the way.
Right. Let's get into the nitty gritty.
All right. So today we go over the NCAA and pushing back the transfer ruling. We play a little game of Would You Rather. We go to NFL and talk about Dak versus the Cowboys again.
Oh boy.
And finish with troll or no. So first up, let's give a little quick update for Tiger recruiting. We'll talk more about it on next episode. We push back again. We have some Tiger insiders on these upcoming episodes. So we'll get more to talk about. But we might end up talking about them anyway in the NCAA. And supposed to vote on this immediate transfer ruling on May the 20th, right? So they pushed that back to January, right? Yeah.
For me personally, I really don't understand the reasoning of pushing it.
At this point, why not? I mean, it's like the most NCAA thing to do at this point.
Yeah.
How do you come on, man?
Yeah, I don't understand the reasoning of pushing it back, and not even just pushing it back, but you're not even just pushing it back to this time next year, but you're pushing it back to mid school year, to mid semester of next year. So that doesn't make sense to me. Again, I said this a couple of weeks ago. And if there was more of a time to do it to where college basketball players should be able to transfer and not have to sit out a year, it would be this year, a year in which you had your season cut short, going into a season where you don't have the likes of a Zion Williamson or a James Wiseman or of a Kevin Durant. So you would want to do anything that you can to get those viewers back for college basketball as we're going into a season which we don't even know if there's going to be a season, right? So I just feel like if there was at any point you should have allowed this rule to pass, it should have been now. I don't understand the reason of pushing it back. But, I mean, this is the NCAA that we're talking about. We're at this point, we've said the same thing over and over again. And at this point, it's just kind of it's the same thing. So I don't know.
It's all about the money with them, man, because I think we've read about potentially what could happen about the NCAA potentially losing $4 billion if the college football season isn't going on. But just to your point, I don't understand why this is being pushed back again. This is something that can definitely be helpful to the NCAA once they start to get their viewership back. But did you know that, this rule only applies to the major sports that is primarily on TV? So men's basketball, football, women's basketball, baseball, hockey. Anything else, you could transfer and be immediately eligible to play. So think about that.
Thank you for the nugget. I did not know that. That's okay.
Wow. Yeah, it's clearly money driven. And then like he said, it's that's the NCAA thing to do. They just do everything a part of their nature. I'm sure they just sit down in those meetings and we can't go against our character. We can't fold. I feel like that's a part of their nature. That's what they do. They always do the same thing. They always try to, show no love to the people who generate all the bread for them.
I ain't got nothing to say. I ain't got nothing to say. I mean, this ain't new. I mean, we've been here. We've done this. Nothing shocks me anymore with the NCAA, and I know that there's been some whispers about the Power 5 schools or conferences thinking about seceding away from the NCAA. I'm all for it as long as they can pay the players and have them transfer immediately and do what they got to do. I don't understand the reason why there's a holdup and like Skylar said, doing it in the middle of the season. That's a waste of time, and you're still not gonna be able to play. How you gonna infiltrate into the team's offense or defense or whatever it is? How you gonna implement that? You can't. I mean, you can try, but it'll be ugly. It's really bad basketball, bad football. I don't know, man. I'm out on the NCAA. I'm just tired of them. I just can't rock with it anymore. I'm out.
This is just starting the pitfall of the end to me of the NCAA and how much is kind of hung over our head in terms of being as athletes, right? As basketball, you got to do the one and done or go somewhere else. College football, you got to do 3 years unless you do, the private school, get 2. And we don't need the NCAA to showcase amateur sports. And when someone finds a better way to showcase amateur sports, because that's really what college basketball, football, everything is, then I think the NCAA will be done. NCAA is hurt because, one, of the COVID, and 2, their biggest bang for the buck is really football season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the $1 billion boy right there. And $1 billion boy being, we're not guaranteed to be in the stands during that time. The viewership is going to be down. TV deals will be down. And so now I feel like NCAA is trying to scramble to find something to do. But to everybody's point, if ain't no other time to do it now in terms of that rule change to make us want to be a part of NCAA again. But right now, okay, well, for real, just bring my basketball for real. Let's start there. Give me some more professional sports. As it stands for amateur sports, I really feel bad for those people that are part of the NCAA because I really feel like you're staining sports as it stands right now.
And then what they're also about to do is push this back to January, and then they're going to push it back again. So we'll be talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
May of 2021. So y'all just get ready. Hopefully y'all got enough patience to sit through this whole thing all over again.
I ain't got nothing to say. Like I said, I saw the this. It's what they do. It's what they do.
Weekly reminder too.
Huh?
So we
That's
can
what it
remind
is.
how trash they are.
That's what it
Man,
is. It's
that- not cool at all, baby. Not cool at all.
I'm
Not
gonna take you
cool at
5
all.
minutes to say it too.
I'm gonna get it tatted right
Gotta
here.
work
And
on your
every time the NCAA,
that needs.
just go.
Yeah.
At all, baby. But and to your point, Sheeta, like the G League, the foundation of the NCAA is already weakened, and then the establishment of a better foundation, even as a startup in the G League is there. You know what I'm saying? It's there. It's there.
Basketball is definitely there. I think
For football, they that's America's sport though, so they're gonna try to juice the athletes as much as possible. So
I don't really have much to say on it either. I know before, like as we got closer to it over the past last month or so, towards the end of April, I started hearing rumors that they were gonna push it back in January. So at that point I was like, okay, yeah, it's probably gonna be pushed back. Not just Memphis. This is not just Memphis that's messed up, man. You know how many players in transfer?
Yeah, it's
like,
been a lot.
How many players still in the transfer portal?
In the transfer portal, yeah.
So I know me personally, I wouldn't transfer without knowing the rule is going a certain way if they transfer for their reason. Now, a lot of these players are transferred because they want to transfer, period. But if you transfer based on the rule, you probably should have waited anyway. But I just, like y'all said, it's the NCAA. It is what it is. Not cool at all.
Yeah, and I know, and before we move on, one thing that I have heard is one main reason players are transferring is to be closer to home, right? So with all this stuff is going on, somebody from Memphis may not necessarily want to play in California or play in New York or something like that because with this stuff going on, I'd rather be closer to home. And if I got to get shut down mid-season again, I'm not that far from the house. So that's another thing that I've heard too.
Move on to Would You Rather. So for today, the NBA, I'm pretty sure y'all have all heard, it is more than likely coming back. Not 100%, but pretty much 100%. They're going to announce on June the 1st. So they are still trying to hash out the details on how they're going to sites out there, Orlando,
Vegas.
2 sites, Vegas, Houston, possibly. How many teams they're going to, and this is where we coming down to. Would you rather? Would you rather the NBA finish the regular season or just start the playoffs right away?
I would rather. I'm for going straight into the playoffs, but I would like to be some form of like an exhibition, whether that be 2 or 3 games or something like that, just to get for the players to get a feel for each other again, get their bodies back into shape like that. But as far as like finishing the regular season, we ain't got time for that, buddy, right? Because I mean, as we see already in China, there's like a second wave of this stuff coming already. So in my mind, you would think that you would want to start the season or to start or finish the season and then have the playoffs end before any of this stuff comes back, and then now you're back at square one all over again. So if I had to choose, I would just say go straight into the playoffs. And the only reason we're having this conversation is because the Grizzlies are the 8th seed, and nobody outside of Memphis wants to see the Grizzlies in the playoffs. If this was the Pelicans, the Lakers, anybody outside of Memphis, we would go straight into the playoffs. But apparently nobody wants to see John Morant, and nobody wants to see Triple J. So now that's why we're having this conversation. Here we are again. Cool, y'all got nothing else. Cool, we can move on.
Well, for me, honestly, if I had to choose one, I would probably go along with this and just say start the playoffs just straight up. If you're trying to have something that have all quote unquote 30 teams involved, I know Adam Silver was talking about potentially experimenting with like a mid-season tournament. You can have that play-in tournament with those that was ranked 9 through 15. Just do a 14-team bracket. Give the teams with the 9 seed a bye. Everybody plays out. The winner of that tournament gets a greater chance or a high chance at the number 1 pick in the lottery. Bingo. There you go. If you're trying to involve all 30 teams.
I'm thinking even more cutthroat than that. I'm thinking about like just 8, 9, 10, and 11. We could do maybe just a 3-game series with 8, 9, 10, and 11. I guess that's what the bottom 4 seeds, and do a little series with them. And then whoever already in the playoffs, so 1 through 7, maybe they can play some exhibition games or something like that. But I think whoever in the 8, 9, 10, and 11 seeds, they should get a shot at possibly getting into the playoffs. Because I know, like y'all said, maybe people don't want to see the Grizzlies. I'm a big Ja Morant fan, so I love to see Ja go crazy in the playoffs.
There we go.
He gonna put on a show. He gonna get that money for y'all. So ain't no reason why you shouldn't have him in the playoffs. But exactly. I think the other teams do deserve a little shot. So I wouldn't mind starting the season. And I got my fantasy team, so I need that to happen too.
I knew it was going somewhere. It was leaning.
Personally,
go ahead, Savage. Go ahead.
Okay. Personally, what I would want, without the logistics of, like, thrown into play, I want them to continue on with the regular season, hopes that it would, go into like a little bit of the fall and then starting the next season, like on Christmas. So that way we can have that start time, because that's when everybody care about the NBA anyway. I don't think that's possible. Like Skylar said, with the second wave of COVID, we don't know what it's going to look like by like September, October. I'm looking at the standings right now, and the Grizzlies, I want to preface this. The Grizzlies got 3.5 games. Like, that's a lot of games, whether you know it or not. Like, that's a clear separation between them, Portland, New Orleans, Sacramento. As it stands right now, the Grizzlies are better than all three of those teams, in my opinion. We saw the Grizzlies beat Portland. We saw them get killed by New Orleans, but I just feel like that was an outlier. We never play good on Dr. King's holiday. We never do. And then Sacramento, I ain't worried about them. The Grizzlies are a better team on paper, and I would like to see Ja Morant play the Lakers. I mean, everybody wants to see that. I mean, now they might get swept, but at least it'll be exciting. I want to see, Morant go up against LeBron. Didn't they beat LA in LA? Like
they beat LA that matched up in Memphis. The last matchup they had in Memphis. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they've beaten LA before, so it's not like they sorry or anything.
They imposed twice, actually.
But I would say go ahead and start the playoffs. Let Dame Lillard be mad. Let Zion be mad. Let De'Aaron Fox be mad. They
can participate in the tournament to see if they can get a hot pick in the lottery. There you go.
That's cool with me. But like Skylar said, there's really not enough time to waste right now. Go ahead and start it back. I think who was that? Dinwiddie said July 15th was what it was looking like. I think it was 15th, what it was looking like. Go ahead and start on that day. Go ahead with the playoffs. Put everybody in the West in one, like in Utah or whatever they're gonna do the games at. Put other people in, Disney World or whatever, and just kind of go from there. As far as a concern for fans not being there, as long as basketball's on TV, I will watch.
Everybody's gonna watch.
I watch Summer League and that Orlando gym. Like I'm gonna watch it. Like I believe basketball, so I'm for it. Like, go ahead and do it. Like, Memphis, we'll find a way to meet up. We'll go to the Summer Avenue drive-through. And we will have.
They're trying to come back and style.
I'm telling you, and we will have a good time. So go ahead and start it up. Adam Silver, best commissioner in the game. Go ahead and get us started with playoffs in July. Let's do it.
I'm definitely for what everybody just said, but I like to be, I guess, the opposite. I like for the season to come back, but have at least 2 weeks left in the regular season. And I think this would be the prime time for the NBA to do something that they've been wanting to do, which is instead of have, the top 8 Western teams and the top Eastern teams, just get the top 16 teams, period. And you can get a Zion Williamson in the playoffs. And I think this will be the prime time for the NBA to do that, because the season's already going to have an asterisk by it anyway. So go ahead and try to see something. I mean, y'all know how the people in the media like to – I'm going to call this season the asterisk season, just like when the Spurs won back in '99. They call it the asterisk season.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's going to happen regardless, but whoever wins this season, to us, it's still going to be the best team in the league. But I think everybody will win if you just don't take the top 8 teams from each conference and rather, like I said, the top 6 teams. Everybody wins. We get Zion Williamson in the playoffs. We get Ja Morant in the playoffs, and we just go from there. And I think if that works out, you keep on going for the rest of the years to come, because I think that's the best way to do it anyway, instead of having – a number 8 seed in the Eastern Conference not even have a winning record. You know what I'm saying?
As it stands right now, the top 16 teams are the top 8 on both sides. So.
Oh, really? I mean, shoot, cool.
Yeah,
in the playoffs with me. I'm cool with that.
Right now, the worst team in the West, the East, is Orlando at 30-35. So that's still better than
my point.
Portland. That's still better than Portland, New Orleans, and
Sacramento. Yeah.
So right now,
here's the thing though. If you add another 2 weeks to that, that can change drastically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that can change drastically.
That's just one or two games, and they play about 3 games a week. So that could
about
change.
6 or 7 games.
Yeah,
it could definitely change. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. Definitely, like I'm good either way. But I think, like I said, if you add another season and take just the top 16 teams, period, it'll be fair to everybody.
Yeah,
we can't get a clear-cut winner. You know,
basically, quit hating on Memphis NBA. Like
exactly.
Stop it.
That's the main thing.
Come on, dog.
Like y'all lucky we ain't in the Eastern Conference right now because we be everybody.
Say it out.
Exactly. Say it loud.
You need to be over there.
You know, ESPN and Memphis got a hate relationship.
And before she to go, they need to quit with all this injury stuff that other teams got players coming back. Justice Winslow, Triple J, and Brandon Clark were all out for us.
And still beating people.
And they gonna be back.
Exactly.
Nah, and another thing, we had a 4-game lead, and we won a 5-game losing streak after the All-Star break, and we're still up 3.5 games.
Exactly.
Shout out to B. Clark. That's my guy.
Brandon Clark, for sure.
If you guys just rewind the tape just about 4 to 5 minutes, just watch Savage as he's grooming himself really well. I'm sure he's ready for his close-up.
Little angle.
But I really, as you guys started to talk, like Trevor, that idea that you had about actually playing for the top seed, like the top pick, making that worth that's a great part right there. Too, I love what you said about 1 through 16. If you look at this NBA season as it stands, even the All-Star game was changed. And so why can't we, given an idea for the playoffs, something that we've been, talking about for, I feel like years, actually. For me, I would like to see the regular season end, but I'm not saying play all 82 games. There is something to be said about continuity with teams. It's something to be said to not just play yourself, to play others, and also see how the refs are going to start calling the games. Before those games actually really do count, and you're down, 2-1, 3-1, which is the anniversary today of Durant and them being up 3-1. And then what happened after that. But I won't go any further with that one.
Don't remind me.
Right.
Don't remind me.
Way to throw that in.
Yeah.
I am a Cavs fan. Let me just go ahead and slide that in there.
Yeah, I can sign in the Heat though too. This is the same day that we talked about Dirk Nowitzki being sick. The fake that was D-Wade and LeBron scored. I definitely give you that one, and we lost 4 straight. He scored at.
Wow.
I was on the same squad. But yeah, we lost straight after that, so I can't even say anything. But I would like to see at least 2 or maybe 2 weeks, whatever it takes. I don't think you can get back in playing basketball and going to playing like 2 to 3 games a week and it not count. So I think a 2-week grace period, a little fortnight, so to speak, for 2 weeks, and then go into the seeding and such like that. And that way the teams can still stay there and buy for that top pick by playing out, 9 through 15 on both sides. So I do like that, those combined ideas. I don't know, our pay grade is not high enough for everybody to hear, but let's just be real about what you should be doing at this time. So LeBron deserves his ring this year, and I'll leave it right at that. I meant LeBron because now I don't know who people are saying now. That's true. That was when he was in college, though.
My thoughts on it are I would prefer some form of regular season to be played, but not all 82 games. I used to always say they need to play 70 games in the regular season. I know each team has a different amount. Some teams have played 67, some teams have played 62. There's probably some type of rationale like that. But I think just get every team to play their schedule up to 70 games and start the playoffs from there. But I remember it was a couple months ago, Spencer Dinwiddie had put something on Twitter. Since we had missed out on March Madness, he had came up with the idea of a March Madness style tournament where the top 4 seeds get a bye. The bottom 4 seeds have like a play-in series to get into the first round. Then just play, I think it was like 3 seed No, after that, the first round was like best of 3 games or best of 5 games. So something it was like a sequential order till you get to the 16 teams, then you go the whole 7-game series from that point forward. So I did like his idea, a little Toots idea. I know Steve A mentioned it on his first take last week. And just even the type of NC tournament Trevor idea was perfect, for the bottom teams to compete for the number 1 draft pick since they pushed back postponed the draft lottery anyway. Mm-hmm. So I just think they do need some type of regular season tune-up games to get ready for the playoffs. Like we said, the Grizzlies and them, they're up 3.5. I think Orlando, I haven't checked. I don't know. Savage, you still got standards in front of you?
Yeah, they were 30 and 35, I believe.
How many games were they ahead of Washington, I think, was the 9th seed?
Like 2.
It was, about 2.
Let me see.
Any word on when the lottery is supposed to happen?
They were up by 6 games against Washington.
Oh,
that's done. That's done.
That's a wrap on that. I feel bad for Brad Bill. Put up 30 points and can't even get 20 wins.
All-star game.
Man.
All about how you get them buckets.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yep. But I'm still happy. Glad that we got some news that they are coming back. And wait. Still got to wait another 2 months, but hey, at least we know it's coming back.
Raiders for their first game, I don't care who it is, it's going to be out of this world. I ain't gonna know it's gonna be. Them Raiders are gonna be so high.
Brothers be there for air balls.
I'm happy they picked. I'm happy they picked Orlando though too, because the fact like they're gonna have to get Disney World back on, man. Like I think this is probably the only time in history that Disney World's been closed. Period.
Yeah.
And I hate they couldn't do it in Vegas because I think Vegas would definitely need the help financially as well. But I think they did a good job with picking Orlando.
But I think they haven't officially chose yet. And I think I really see them doing both sites because they said they got for Summer League in July. They have Vegas for Summer League in July. So I think I still could see them because they already got it written, booked in July anyway. So I see them using both sites in some form or fashion. And another thing with Spencer Dinwiddie style, neutral site games. Out the games are neutral site essentially, so the March Madness tournament style matches the neutral site aspect of it.
So no home games at all?
Well, Orlando would have
Orlando have a home court advantage.
Magic could be.
Rockets will.
And the Rockets.
They lose. Right. They lose.
Yep.
All right. Let's get to this Dak versus Dallas deal.
All right, hey.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Supposedly, Dak turned down 5-year, $175 million contract. But
why would he do such a thing?
But another report came out saying that didn't.
No, why?
That's true. I don't know. I've been hearing him turn down deals since August of last year. I've been hearing Cowboys now offering him deals since August of last year. That's why I didn't care about talking about this the next month. But we got nothing to talk about. So.
I just want to throw out before Sheeta goes that literally 2 minutes from the Dallas Cowboys stadium, they're in an apartment complex called the Dalton Apartments. Say what?
Only you would know that.
Only you.
Only you. Hold on. Here's a kicker. What color were the apartment schemes? That's the kicker.
Black and orange.
Aww.
I promise you, I'll take a picture of it and I'll send it to y'all if y'all don't believe me. Sheedy, the full.
I'll hear from everybody else first. I know everybody's coming for me. Come on.
I mean, I'll go. Like, this proves my point that won't be in Dallas next season. He will not be in Dallas next season. And Jerry Jones got his boy that he wants quarterback in his team. Jack don't want Derek. I definitely call him Derek. Dak don't want Jerry just like Jerry don't want Dak. It's just simple as Dak. If Dak turns out $35 million to be the highest paid quarterback in the league, he doesn't want to be there. And it sucks for y'all because now y'all got to deal with Andy Dalton. Shout out to Savage.
Black and orange. I saw the report about Dak and 5 years, $175 million. My thing is, even if it's true, if it's false or whatever, what does that man want? I wish he would just come out and let us know what he wants, man. Because one, I agree with him, you know, as far as like get your money's worth. You know, they said he wants a short-term deal. I can actually see that because I think that Dak honestly does not like to deal with Jerry's BS. You know what I'm saying? But he also likes being a Dallas Cowboys quarterback. I mean, who wouldn't want that? That's like the most sought after position in professional football, you know.
So the Panthers, yeah.
Why the Panthers in your mouth when we're talking about Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Off track.
Way off track. Can we get back on?
Okay. Anyway, so I do believe that Dak wants, and rightfully so, wants to get paid more than Carson Wentz, and to some extent Jared Goff. Jared Goff made the Super Bowl, so can't really say anything about that. But
Carson Wentz did too.
True enough. But his talent, in my opinion, is not enough to carry a team to the Super Bowl, and that is what Jerry realizes. He realized that I can't pay Dak $40 million because I can't spend my money anywhere else. Which is why, again, it's an impasse right now where it's just like, it's kind of like the meme of P. Diddy staring at the guy on stage and everybody just like waiting to see who's going to flinch first. And I really think that it ends with I think that it ends with Dak somewhere else. Like Shitty said, like I asked him a couple shows ago, like, do you think that Dak will be the quarterback beyond next year? And he said, no. I agree. I just think that at some point, Jerry is going to want to get a particular quarterback that is not going to be Dak Prescott. But Dak Prescott, get your money, man. I mean, I'm off black quarterbacks getting paid, you know. And I do think that he's going to at some point realize this and to – dang, I wish I could say this for troll now, but I feel something with Dak and like a competitive like football franchise. Like I feel like he'll go to a team that's already set and ready to go. I don't want to say Pittsburgh, but I see like a Pittsburgh type. I see like a San Fran type that can go in and say, all we need is a quarterback that's just passable, that's better than Garoppolo. But he'll be foolish if that's true. 5 years, 175, he is foolish if he ain't take that. If that's the case. Don't think it is, but I don't know.
I really think Dak, I honestly think he's trying to take advantage of his unique position, and I don't think he's going to get the opportunity to be in this position again. He's never going to have this much control with a contract again. His next contract will be, you know, somewhere around 20, 25, and that's just me looking at his talent. I don't see the win now mode. I don't see you know, it's always in a dire situation with Dak. You know, he's got to like pull the team out of, you know, 2 scores, but it's necessarily about how he started the game. So, you know, you started the game terribly, but you got to score 5 touchdowns. That's not really that amazing because you put the team in that position. So a lot of the stuff I see with the contract is really just Jerry not folding and Dak knowing that this is the only opportunity for him to make 40 million, 45 or whatever he think he's capable of making. And that's really all I got to say about it because that man's crazy.
Yeah, I think for me, I think Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys shouldn't be in this position because they should have given him a contract extension last year, right? So let's put that on the table. We should not be in this position because he should have got paid last year. Now, where I think Dak Prescott may have lost his leverage is now that Andy Dalton is now in town. So now, when you were having contract negotiations, and of course, this is hindsight 2020. Whatever numbers were being discussed.
Real quick, Skyler. He lost his leverage because the Eagles made the playoffs last year.
That's another one.
We literally had no receivers and still made the playoffs. That was an indictment on Dak too.
Yeah, that's true. And I think, like I said, hindsight 2020, he should have, whatever numbers were discussed before Andy Dalton got there, he probably would have wanted to agree to those numbers. But now that Andy Dalton's now in town, I think at the end of the day, Jerry Jones, he now has leverage. He has to say, okay, at some point, here's my final offer. You can take it or leave it because if you don't take it, then I got my quarterback anyway. And I feel like the quarterback that I have that's right behind you is probably just as good as you are anyway. Because you have all this talent. You have Ezekiel Elliott. You've had a pretty good offensive line. You've had pretty good elite receivers. I won't say, well, Amari Cooper, I won't say he's elite, but he's had above average receivers. And at the end of the day, you're giving me 8-8 seasons. You're giving me 9-7 seasons. And you haven't given me a really good season since pretty much your rookie year. I think Colin Cowherd talks about all the time that Dak's numbers has declined every year since his rookie year. So again, that's something that Jerry Jones has as leverage. So I think at the end of the day, and I think the reason this deal is not going to happen is because as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, we went through this 2 years in a row with Le'Veon Bell, and if as they have their franchise sitting on the table, and if it's not signed or if they haven't come to negotiation, they haven't come to an extension by the deadline, which I believe is July 15th. And here we are in May. If it ain't happened between the last year and now, then it's not going to happen within the next 2 months. So it's either Dak Prescott's going to play on this tender, or he's not going to be on the team. So
I'll say
if I had to, I think he's going to play on that tender. He's going to get the $30 million for this upcoming year. But as far as next year, I don't know if he's going to be on the team. So
I'll say this: they better pay him for Pat Mahomes get paid, because he getting paid this year. Like this upcoming year, he getting paid. He getting paid.
So let me put in perspective for y'all, and I want y'all to kind of answer with me. It's kind of like a redundant, not a redundant, but it's kind of like a question you don't have the answer, but I like an answer. So let's say you're at work, right? At your 9 to 5, been there for 3-4 years, and every year your production has steadily declined. Your boss sees it and everything, and he still wants to make you the highest paid employee there. Why wouldn't you sign that? Why wouldn't you tell your boss, hey, I'm down?
Especially if you don't got a better option.
Yeah.
It's because you don't want to be there. Floor is yours, Chidi.
No, I'll just real quick. But just to touch on Savage and Scholar's point, because you guys were talking about the last game of the season against the Eagles, to where Jerry Jones did get the leverage. Because if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Dak injured in that game? Like his throw was injured to the point where he couldn't throw.
Yeah.
So now, if you're looking at it from a perspective of Jerry Jones, where it's like, okay, do I really want to give this guy $40+ million that's coming off of shoulder surgery, and his throwing shoulder? Who knows if he's going to be the same? And you just alluded to it, Skylar, like his production has gone down every single season. So at this point, and I do agree that he should have been paid at the end of last season, as opposed to now. But at this point, just what you guys are saying, he's either going to play under the tender or he's not going to be on the Cowboys this upcoming season. It's just that simple.
And then Jerry, he's in a position now where he's definitely not going to overpay him just because, man, you got to think about all the great quarterbacks in the NFC. Like, you know what I'm saying? Dak don't separate himself, so there's no reason to, throw your bread at him, or woo him or anything now. Like Tevez said, Andy Dalton's in town now, it's – you lost your leverage.
Got his own apartment complex and everything. He's already invested in the Dallas community. All he got to do is take him into at least one playoff game.
Yeah, they about to put the posters up over Dak.
Look at them. Look how beautiful they are. A whole big swimming pool in there.
Look at Sheedy like,
Dak Prescott and the Cowboys were 1-6 against playoff teams.
Yep.
7-2 against non-playoff teams, right? All right. Dak threw for even 8 touchdowns, 8 picks against the touchdown teams. Against playoff teams versus 22-3, 22 TDs to 3 picks.
Hey, Sharky.
Non-playoff teams.
Hey, Sharky, isn't that one win against the Eagles?
Yep.
Who they always beat every year anyway?
Yep.
So it don't even count. Okay, gotcha.
Honestly, Andy Dalton get paid how much? $3 million. And since I'm saying, Andy Dalton is that, in my opinion. And you start paying this man $35 million a year for that?
Big money in Dallas. Money ain't nothing in Dallas, clearly.
Clearly.
What taxes?
Look at you.
Sure.
You need to go.
I had it from 6 people. I just want to make sure everybody
Hey, real quick, shout out to Skylar's mama. She's a Cowboys fan. I've known her for a very long time. I love Mama K, but I got to get on your Cowboys. Got to get on
Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my dad, the family. Shout out to the best man it was in my wedding, who's a Cowboys fan too. Yeah, this y'all day of reckoning. So
shout out to the half of the world. half of America.
So when I first started with when we first started with Let's Be Real, I said the first person you need to pay out of Dak, Zeke, and Amari was Dak. I always said that. We watched as Zeke got paid, Amari got paid, but the person to give the ball to them did not get paid. That's one. Second, Dak did. Now, this is not like any slight about the negotiations that are going on right now, but he did lose his brother during this time. And so things, who knows where his head is at in regards to that. Another thing, Dak is using this psychology degree that he's got to really be put into work. What I mean by that is, one, I believe the deal will be done by July 15th. No matter what it is, I believe a deal will be done. Per my source.
I like who the source.
That's why that's
why he let everybody go first.
Hey, look at this.
Hey, no, his source is the same dude that was running that Lakers page.
Yeah, so the source.
I got source. I remember that.
So how do I put this? The deal is around $35 million, like we've all said, per year. At first, it was more the Cowboys wanted more of a longevity, 7-year type of deal, where Dak wanted more like a 3-year deal, where now they mean more like 5 for Dallas, 4 for Dak. Dak wants the 5th year at $45 million. He wants the 5th year at $45 million because he understands that the CBA is going to have another ruling. The cap is going to go up. The TV deals will be up, and the gambling incentives about to start inflating as well. So salary is going to start going through the roof, period, for football players. So it'd be paid more by basketball players. So I think Dak is trying to maybe get on this first wave. Now, I agree. Is Dak worth the $35 million? I don't see that right now, but it's also the market at which we're playing at.
Right.
I believe you incentivize the $45 million to such. Like, okay, if you make it to the NFC Championship, now I can see you for the 5th year, $40 million. We had the Super Bowl, 5th year, $45 million. But he's 1-2 in the playoffs. We won one. We lost twice with him in the playoffs. And Andy Dalton's, 0 forever in the playoffs. So Dak, I can see where Jerry's head is at with I can input Andy or any other quarterback right now with the type of offense that we have. Again, I think Dak still signs it. There's some type of buffer that we're missing. The guarantee. So right now the guarantee is at $105 million. I believe that if we go north of that, it's about 110, 115. I'm going to cap it at 112 right now. I believe that will get the job done for both sides at that point, per the source. If not, I think we got some more talking to do. But do I believe he's worth this? He's going to show it. He has no choice but to show it. He was hurt the last really 2 games of the season, like the second to last game, and then the whole last game. Is that any excuse for why the Eagles beat us the way they did? No. The Eagles were a better team. And I've admitted that on the show. I admit it right now with Savage right here. The Eagles were a better team. They were coached better than us, and they were ready to play. We weren't that way. I think Mike McCarthy is going to make Dak a $35 million player. I think he has the tools and the wherewithal to make him that. Now, with that being said, like I said, incentivize the 40 to 45 million, 45 million actually is what he wants. Incentivize it. The same way you incentivize it for Andy Dalton. And then I think we can agree to that. But until that happens, I'm not really sold. I still stand on that. If he signs the 1-year deal and he's gone after this for the franchise tag for the 1 year, he's gone, and then we bring in, a batter man with a different skin tone, that's not with freckles, then I completely understand that too.
He has his own apartment complex.
Again, I said without freckles. I don't think the freckles didn't get to the AFC Championship, but he's not getting to the NFC Championship.
Was that an Aaron Rodgers? Was that an Aaron Rodgers tip drop there?
We got him and the coach got to get together.
Okay, little long-term plan.
But in that arena, check Aaron Rodgers' stats at AT&T.
He's undefeated.
He's undefeated. So to me, if Dak won't, Aaron will.
Yikes.
Andy will too.
I'm not an Andy Dalton fan. He's like Derek Anderson
see,
with
with
orange hair.
Andy Dalton ain't it.
So why you tell me they was gonna be in for the Cowboys?
Because you can.
I would love to play Andy Dalton on Sunday.
All day long.
That's one interception, maybe two a game.
Guaranteed.
Because at the end of the day, you still got to build a defense. And I think the weakness for the Dallas Cowboys is the defense. I think offensively, if Dak comes back, even if it's on a one-year deal, offensively you guys will be good. But it's defensively, and you lost your best pass rusher. And so if you pay him $35-40 million, good luck building your defense. So that's why I think that's why.
Which is why it was so dumb to draft CeeDee Lamb. I was perplexed. I mean, I get it, but y'all, like I said, with y'all cornerback, it's gonna be Live City against on offense for the Eagles. But really for everybody, it's gonna be Live City.
We'll be 1-1 against y'all. I'm not worried.
We probably will be. Ain't gonna lie.
November 8th, because it's Live City. I'm just worried about November 8th.
See you there, buddy.
We've been doing a bunch of trolling anyway, so let's get it started, man.
Is you trolling? Is you trolling? Is you trolling? Is you trolling? Yeah, I might be. Yeah, I might be. Yeah, I might be. Yeah, I might be. Yeah, I'm kidding.
Trolling out.
We got one.
I actually got one.
Okay.
All right, so trivia time, and my trolling now will come from this. So this player in his rookie season averaged more points, rebounds, less turnovers, played in more games, and shot better than the person that won Rookie of the Year. Also, this player won Rookie of the Month every single month in his conference and then win Rookie of the Year. Who was this player?
Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo Anthony should have won Rookie of the Year instead of
Let me
LeBron
go
James.
first.
Trolling all.
Let me go first. Not a troll. I said
Not
it
a troll.
back in 2004. He should have won.
Me too. Me too. But once I found out these stats on, I was just scrolling through Instagram and I saw these stats. I was like, you know what? It's time for me to bring this attention to the board, fellas.
Yeah.
And my brother looked at me stupid, but we already got some people that agree with me. So this ain't got none against LeBron, but just statistically, and you can look up the numbers that the Denver Nuggets, I think they won like 17, 18 games, and they won like 41, 42 games the next season with Melo.
Yep.
Like, he had a better rookie season than LeBron, bro.
They pushed those assists real heavy that year. That was the one thing LeBron had. They was talking about assists like they was the second coming. I remember it. They was like, yeah, Brian, he was just doing everything better than Melo. His assists, and then they would stop. The list would stop, and then they would talk about something else. Like, what else?
So you on trolling now? So it's like pretty much what I just said. Is it a troll or you rocking with it? That Melo should have won Rookie of the Year.
I'm rocking with Melo. I think he should have won it. That's like one of his accolades that he could have, took to his, have for his legacy. You know what I'm saying? Like, Melo didn't get a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been one of them.
Right. Could add that to his gold medal chest and his college championship. I mean,
his secondary accolades.
Yeah, too easy for me. It's not a troll. Too easy. I'll leave it at that.
We got a clean slate so far. Let's keep it up, gentlemen.
Playoffs 7 years in a row leading up to that season.
Right.
They were garbage. It's garbage as like, okay.
And think about this. This is prime Western Conference. Like Lakers, Kings, Blazers, like Spurs. Like this is prime. And the East was still trash to me. It was trash. Like
It still is.
Yeah, still is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember watching just the NBA that year, and I remember this throwback. I remember getting NBA Live 2004 when they were rookies. And I was like, on the cover was Vince Carter.
Yeah.
That was my favorite.
And
NBA
the next year was actually the best NBA Live was 05, and Carmelo was on the cover of that one because Carmelo was balling that year, that previous year. That's why he got on the cover. And Live, as y'all know who played hoop games, Live was that game before 2K, got on the same. But yeah, I think I just remember Carmelo was like just dogging that year, with the headband, the braids. And he even had them fresh Jordans for a second, them Carmelo ones. Everybody wanted them.
Whenever I see some, I don't care how much they are, I'm buying them.
Like everybody had the blue and white ones, the Carolina blue and white ones. Everybody had them.
Anybody know who won the head-to-head matchup that year?
Pretty sure it was the Nuggets.
Yeah,
because the Cavs was like 39 and
I mean,
48 or something like that.
Yeah, it had been the Nuggets. Yeah.
As y'all look at that, I agree that was at least one thing that could have went for Carmelo, and one thing that I don't give to LeBron. I think they gave it to LeBron based off of hype, but not realistic stats. And so, thank you for pointing out, like, that statistically, Carmelo led in every category, along with the Nuggets led in every category. As opposed, and I think that's the only season that LeBron did not make the playoffs. Okay. But for sure, they didn't make it after that season. And so, like, I believe that could have been a great honor to him because Carmelo would have came right off of winning the national championship. Now you win a Rookie of the Year.
Right.
The next season, of course, you're in the All-Star game. After that, you're on a live cover. So, like, that was Carmelo's time to shine. Even Kobe, God rest him, and said he was one of the toughest players to play against because of how strong and how fast Carmelo is and how skillful he is, especially on that low block, those matchups. And so I really feel bad for Carmelo in regards to that. So I agree, too, that it should have went to Melo, not LeBron, or Darko.
They went, Nuggets went 2-0 that season.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Nuggets went 2-0 that season. So he beat LeBron his rookie year twice.
Wow.
Facts are here, people.
Let's be real.
Let's be real about it.
With Zion and Ja, they're trying to do that same mess this year.
I was
Oh,
gonna
no,
say,
Ja, they better not.
Go ahead. Zion's crazy. If he did play full, how big he played full season with his current stats, and he probably would have.
Hey,
yeah.
We don't even argue, actually.
Yeah.
But they're trying to keep to him. Basically, now you play half season. Now that's different. Like, nah.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for rocking with me. It's gonna be a lot of pissed off people that listen to this point, though.
They'll be all right.
They'll be all right.
But they gonna fight us? But they gonna fight us? LeBron fans, they ain't in their feelings right now. Not cheating, but all of the LeBron fans, they kind of, after the last dance, they're doing a lot of defensive work right now.
So it's like it's pouring salt on the wound. It's making it worse, huh?
It live.
Ain't like I care.
And before, I don't know if we're going to talk about documentary or not, but I hope to God that, yeah, we did. I hope to God that there's not a jump to LeBron's documentary before there is much respect paid to the Bean. End of story.
Yeah.
Because there's so much about, like, we've talked about, not we, but like the general public, it's Jordan versus LeBron. Well, dang, did y'all forget that Kobe got 5?
Yeah.
Right there in the middle, like, and even while LeBron was there, and while Jordan was in the league too, did y'all forget that Kobe got 5? Now I get it, Shaq was very dominant. Don't get me wrong, 33 and 16 in the playoffs is ridiculous, and that's missing at least 49% of your free throws. But like, you gotta give one for Kobe. Whenever that's ready, then give some years for LeBron, but I really hope we don't jump on the LeBron bandwagon. I am a LeBron fan, but no, not yet.
Y'all know which one they doing next, right? They doing the We Believe. They doing the We Believe Warriors one.
Oh, for real?
For real?
Yeah.
With Chris
I don't think it's ESPN official.
Okay,
I don't think it's ESPN official, but they definitely are doing it. Like that.
Personally, I would rock with that because I
Me too.
enjoy listening to Stack and Matt Barnes podcasts, and I'm just envisioning like the sit downs with them being 100% raw and just straight up like, this is what happened. We were smoking weed on the top floor with Don Nelson type stuff.
That's the content I'm here for.
Exactly.
I got one.
Okay.
It's a funny one. It's probably gonna be a bunch of trolls to this one, but I'm gonna say anyway. I'm pretty sure y'all listen to in Memphis. Y'all listen to Jason and John show. Y'all hear our boy? I got me too know him personally. Anthony Sane, Grizz writer for Sports Illustrated. He always comes with his what's the word called? I can't explain it, but anyway. He's coming with this thing that, you see Horace Grant, and you saw the comments he came out with. He mad about the documentary and all that is. But you see him and Jordan didn't exactly get along, right? And you look at Jordan's kids, specifically his sons, Marcus and Jeffrey, especially Marcus. You look at him and you look at Horace Grant. One of them look like MJ, but you look at Horace Grant and look at them, you kind of like, No, Horace Grant is really Marcus. get Marcus Jordan. This is.
He did have the goggles. He did have the goggles. Marcus Jordan had the goggles.
Marcus Jordan is Horace Grant's son.
Somebody need a side by side with the goggles.
We are powered by the Binge Podcast Network. It's ended. We ended this right here, bro. We ended.
Obviously, that's a troll, but
Yo, man, we're gonna have to talk to Sane about the content he put on NASCAR Airways. This ain't it at all, bro. This ain't it at all, bro.
Good night.
Who your daddy?
If anything, he looked like DeAndre Jordan more than anything.
Wow. I'm not in.
I mean, Jordan's too young at the time, though, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Y'all funny, man. You a good one for that one, Shark. You funny. I'm not answering that. I plead the fifth.
You don't answer.
I plead the
I'm
fifth.
question you just do not answer. Damn.
Y'all plead the fifth.
Exactly.
I plead the fifth.
I had that too.
that was fun.
I'm thinking like I know we talk about the basketball season coming back this year. It's gonna happen, and I still wholeheartedly believe it's still LeBron's reign to lose this season. So troll or not, let me back out that statement. Troll or not, and then y'all waiting on it. I know. An eighth seed will make it to the finals this year the same way it did for the lockout back in '99.
Hell no.
So the Magic finna beat the Bucks?
Oh.
Nah.
Hey, come on, dog.
Who knows? You never know. Giannis and Chris Middleton can mess around and get the COVID-19, and now you down two.
Get me wrong.
Let me go to the
It's the wrong.
Still no.
I love my Grizz, but they ain't beat no Lakers.
Oh no.
dude.
Yeah. Be an AC.
The Magic ain't gonna beat them too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know about that one, dog.
Hell no.
Unless they do that play-in, unless they do that top 16 or something.
Now I was gonna say 5-8, but it wasn't good enough.
5-8, yeah, okay, you're fine.
Yeah.
AC, nah.
AC. Like even the year that the Knicks went to the finals, that was like again it was a lockout year, but they were actually a good team. It wasn't like they was trash. Like they had Allen Houston and Trez Freewell, Larry Johnson. It was a nice team, but the Grizzlies, the Broncos.
I definitely called for the Grizzlies. Yeah, I had to go to the East.
So what's your beef with the Bucks then?
Huh?
What's your beef with the Bucks? Like,
I actually don't have no beef with the Bucks. Actually,
He said Giannis gonna get COVID.
Yeah, I hope not. I mean,
Giannis.
Somebody got it.
Good night.
That man a Greek god. He ain't finna get no COVID.
God.
He'll be all right.
Call him a Greek guy. Oh my god. Anybody else got one?
Nah, I ain't got one.
Yeah, we could have ended the show on that one, dog.
Hey, Austin, man, come on.
What's your outrageous sports take? What you got?
My outrageous sports take. Let me see what I can cook up here. I'm probably jumping basketball again too. My big take this year, I'll just do this year, was I really thought if the Pelicans matched up against the right teams, I thought they could have went on a little magic carpet ride. So like not say that if they would have played the Lakers, I thought they would have lost because that was the one team that I really thought that they couldn't beat like at all. But I thought if they would have played, anybody, Houston, I think they would have smacked Houston, especially with Capella gone. I think they would have ran through, most of the top of the West. Maybe not. Who was in the second seed? Clippers. That would be the real tough matchup team. That would be the other tough matchup for them.
Sorry. Yeah, I can't see them beating Lakers or Clippers, but I could really see them They could take out Houston. They could take out the Jazz.
They can come
Take out the Nuggets. Who else? Dallas.
Thunder.
I just think they have a problem, like big problem defensively. Like, and I think that's when you really, the playoffs, you don't see stuff like that to the playoffs.
This is my perception of the Pelicans. The Pelicans, they are becoming somewhat, not yet, but somewhat of a remix to the Oklahoma City Thunder when they had KD, Russ, and James Harden, where they were like babies, in my opinion. Skyland, I can tell you all the time, Brandon Ingram, if you let him cook, he will be a problem. Like, he can get you 30, 40 points, no problem. Like, he'll make it look easy. I think his problem is that he doesn't have the right kind of team around him. Like, he ran point guard a little bit at Duke. He ran point guard a little bit before LeBron got there in LA. So he can play make. But I think with him, he has to figure out that next step. I'm not sure what it is for him. I think, well, one, make some damn free throws, because Lord have mercy, he missed so many free throws for the Lakers. But the Pelicans, they have a lot of young talent. Now, this is my opinion. In my opinion, I think Brandon Ingram is gone. I think Brandon Ingram will go to New York, in my opinion. I think he's going to be the main guy in New York.
That'd be nice.
But that is better for Zion and Lonzo. Mm-hmm. So Lonzo can be that secondary scorer with Zion. Zion's going to be the main attraction, Lob City, and apparently shooting threes like he did that one game. He came back and hit 4 of them. But yeah, I definitely think the Pelicans could have gave some people some problem. Now, don't get me wrong, the Pelicans are a good team. They not making playoffs this year.
and their defense is trash.
Yeah,
Their
defense is trash. That's the thing, though. Like, was their defense trash before? Like, what's their defense with Zion? Not the.
It's been bad. It's been bad all year. It's been bad all year. I would definitely echo what Seven said, because I said that maybe a couple of months ago. Brandon Ingram can give you 30, but that's 30 with the ball in his hand. He can't give you 30, 35 playing off the ball. And so, like I said, I think in order for him to continue to do that, he's going to have to go somewhere else where he can have the ball in his hand, similar to what KD was. Right, so I think that's what's going to have to happen for him. But I can't see him staying on that team for a long time. But
I think he's up next year. I think next year he's up. So he gonna get paid somewhere.
They do what they are trying to do drafting LaMelo, because LaMelo ain't gonna do nothing but feed him. So there you go.
It's their money.
I think that with the cases, Brandon Ingram is like really him and Jason Tatum are kind of the same players. It's just the dog factor. Like, I know y'all probably watch Brandon Ingram more than me, and I'm not sure if he's really a dog when it comes to,
Go watch Lakers versus Rockets.
Yeah.
I mean, the Rockets. Who playing defense on the Rockets though?
No, he punched somebody.
Oh, okay.
He's talking
about dog in the court though.
And he's from Durham. He's from Durham, man. He a dog. He's from Durham.
Okay.
He a dog.
And also, like we always say, consistency is key too.
Yeah.
But y'all saying y'all can't see BI. I don't see a reason for BI to leave. To be honest with you, like, he gonna get paid. Zion's still on his rookie contract. Who I be worried about is Lonzo leaving.
Nah, him and Zion ain't gonna mesh.
Yeah, nah.
You don't think so?
Who not gonna miss? Lonzo and Zion?
Zion and BI.
Oh, okay. I mean, Lonzo and Zion, that's a match made in heaven right there.
Yeah. But I was talking about BI and Zion. That's it. But
because Zion really can't. He's not really a playmaker. He needs the ball in his hand to score too. He's not really like an off the ball kind of player. So
lobs, that's it.
Yeah.
So to your earlier point too, are you saying Brandon Ingram and Jay Tatum are like on the same playing field? You don't think one is better than the other?
I think potential. They're on the same. They're like, no, I'm Jason Tatum, BI. But last year it was like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, they kind of were steady last year, but this season, Jason Tatum's like this. So it's gonna be kind of like, what is BI gonna do? Is he gonna increase? How much better is Jason
Tatum?
Go
watch Tatum in the playoffs last year. It was it was nasty. It was nasty.
If you had to start a franchise, I'm
starting with Jason Tatum. I'm Jason Tatum. That's what I'm saying. But still, like, a year or two ago, they were really kind of the same player. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Jason Tatum, he got that dog in him. He trained with Kobe Bryant. You know what I'm saying? Like he got the intangibles to become, you know, the best player on his team. Can we say the same thing about BI? Is what I'm saying.
We'll see when he's in the right
We'll
situation.
see. Yeah, we'll see.
I think what
I
separates
think he's in the
Tatum
right situation now.
my bad.
Oh, you good? You good? You
Go
good?
ahead.
Go ahead, bro.
I think what separates Tatum and BI is really just ball awareness. I think it was Savage said, BI don't really know like where to score on the court. Like he just gotta have the ball in his hands and he just take his buckets. Like I'm gonna get this bucket right now. Don't really care about who else scoring. Shit, I'll play defense on the other side. So, coach won't pull me. So he just put buckets, but Tatum kind of got a good court awareness feel for me. He could score off the ball, on the ball. He could be the dog or he could be the secondary guy as well. Cause sometimes Jaylen Brown just got it cooking.
And Kemba Walker.
Yeah.
But and that's what I'm saying. On a team of Kemba Walker, Jaylen Brown, even Gordon Hayward, like Jason Tatum is the clear-cut best player on that team.
Yeah, but I think the what's not fair to BI in this conversation between if you're gonna go BI or Tatum is over the last 2 to 3 years, Jason Tatum has been number one option. Even when a lot of times when Kyrie was there, they were really trying to feature Jason Tatum, so he got a lot of chances to do a lot of those one-on-one moves that you're referring to. Brandon Ingram hasn't been able to give the opportunity up until if you look at Brandon Ingram's numbers before Zion got there this year, he balled. He balled this year, and that's when he was finally able to be the number one feature. So that's why I'm like, that's why I've always been like, I would probably take Brandon Ingram because even when he was on the Lakers and Brown went there, he balled. The only time he doesn't ball is when LeBron is there or when Zion's there. But any other time, he puts up his numbers.
I guess time will tell, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
That was a good one.
Yeah, see him in New York, man. That's my future prediction.
They got money.
I mean, at this point, I ain't saying nobody going to the Knicks. I don't have my failures. I don't have my past failures. I'm good on that one.
I want to see Dallas do something. I want to see him make a move. I want to see my boy Luka go crazy.
All right, man. That was a great show, y'all. Man, shout out to Austin.
Appreciate you, Austin.
Good job, bro. Welcome, brother.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for welcoming me into the family.
For sure.
No problem, man. Love to have you back.
In Memphis, actually. You can come down here.
We make random trips. Me and the wife make random trips sometimes. If we ever come through, I'll definitely let the whole squad know.
For sure. For sure.
Thank you for being on, man. And you said, what's the hash? How can we get some money off again?
Yeah. Go ahead and plug that one more time. That promo code for the whole city, the whole vibe y'all got going over there is LBR RAF. So slap that together and y'all get 10% off any order. Pass that around to anybody in the city.
Social media?
Yes, sir. You can go to ravbrand.com. Look at our website. Everything's there for you. Shipping take about 3 to 5 days. So everything's there. Try to keep it as professional as I can.
For sure. Gotcha. Okay. See you.
See you.
Peace.